National dialogue on restoring Ghanaian identity, values, and sense of nationalism. Hello, good evening, and thanks so much for joining us for the news. We are live on GBC24 and GTV. My name is Akmene Avo Ajaja.
And my name is Evans Champon. And in the studio to help us with the sign language interpretation is Robert Frimpong Manso. Now, to begin our first story, the President, Nana Akufo-Addo, is calling for the strengthening of the country's legislature to exercise full authority over the public purse.
Speaking at an event organized by Konrad Adenauer Foundation in Berlin, Germany, Nana Akufo-Addo lamented the inability of Parliament to exercise effective oversight over the executive arm of government concerning finances.
The Konrad Adenauer Foundation is a political organization with a broad aim of deepening democracy across the globe. The German organization has presence in 120 countries including Ghana and is in charge of 200 projects. It was named after the first German Chancellor, Konrad Adenauer, after it was established in 1955. Its civic education programs are aimed at promoting freedom and liberty, peace and justice. In Ghana, Konrad Adenauer has been at the forefront of sponsoring media-related events and building the capacity of journalists as part of the overall measures to promote democracy. The Berlin event brought together political think tanks, civil rights activists, politicians, diplomats and media practitioners, among others. President Nana Akufo-Addo, speaking on the theme, Ghana, a rising star of Africa, said empowering the legislature to check the executive in the use of public funds would be an effective check on corruption.
One big handicap in its ability to exercise effective oversight over the executive arm of government. I admit there is so far not yet a consensus on this, but I belong to the group that feels strongly that our parliament should be able to exercise full authority over our public finances, and we should accordingly amend our constitution to make this possible. If this were done, it would enhance significantly Parliament's oversight capacity.
The President was hopeful that the incoming Chief Justice, Justice Sophia Akufu, would dovetail the good works of her predecessor, Justice Georgina Theodora Wood. He said Ghana's democracy is growing because the media is vibrant.
The Ghanaian story cannot be told without mention of those whose business it is to tell our story, the media. We probably have one of the most vibrant media on the African continent, if not in the world. Like many of the other institutions of state, the media in Ghana also came into its own in the Fourth Republic, where the national constitution guarantees freedom of the media. It is a loud and crowded media that we now have, and some feel that many journalists are on the side of recklessness. There is a lot to teach and to train those who practice journalism in our country. But I must say, I would much rather have the loud and reckless media than the meek and praise-singing one that used to characterize our newspapers, radio, and television.
He told the gathering that a lot of measures and strategies have been put in place to create a favorable environment for investors. He said Ghana is ready for business and assured investors of mutual gain.
Restoring the Ghanaian identity, values, and a sense of nationalism took the center stage at the 2017 National Commission for Civic Education (NCCE) National Dialogue Forum in Accra. The Vice President, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, underscored the need for the reintroduction of civic education in the basic schools to instill nationalism, patriotism, and cultural values among the populace.
Nationalism is often seen to be natural and universal. Some might feel a closer bond with people similar in appearance or environment rather than those who are different to them. It is defined as a sense of pride and commitment to a nation and a very strong sense of national identity. According to the National Commission for Civic Education, the sense of pride and commitment towards nationalism in Ghana is gradually eroding away, a development which needs urgent attention. The high levels of corruption in the public sector, instant justice, lack of patriotism, indiscipline, disregard for rules and regulations, and civic responsibility, according to the NCCE, are clear indications that nationalism in Ghana is fading with time. This is what the 2017 National Dialogue Forum by the NCCE on the theme Restoring the Ghanaian Identity, Our Values, Our Passion seeks to address and provide concrete strategies to reverse this trend. The Omangni of the Sikado traditional area, Nana Kobidan Ketia, said the lack of appreciation of Ghanaian values and civic duty places greater responsibility on the shoulders of government, religious leaders, traditional leaders, and academia to come together to address the problem.
In contemporary Ghana, it has become obvious that the public spirited which the Sabbaths were cultured, then exhibited, has unconsciously fled. Of course, I don't want us to go into the Black Stars episode, which reminds us in Brazil, which reminds us of what we are becoming, not what we have become.
The chairperson of the NCCE, Ms. Josephine Nkrumah, outlined the steps that needs to be taken to increase patriotism and nationalism among Ghanaians.
If we envision a future of phenomenal transformation of our country, then active citizenship through civic education cannot be ignored. On this premise, I urge government to provide the NCCE with the necessary support. Further, I call on government as a matter of urgency to consider the reintroduction of civics as an examinable subject in Ghana's educational curriculum.
The Vice President, Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, said the focus of the government is to steer the country towards a strong sense of nationalism, and government will provide the resources to enable the NCCE to do that.
Our government understands the crucial role of the NCCE in getting all of us Ghanaians to commit to these values and work as one people to immerse them in our national and personal life. To that extent, this year, for the first time in many years, government has increased the allocation to the NCCE to more than double what the institution received last year. NCCE has also received an allocation for capital expenditure to support their work in this country. This demonstrates government's commitment to doing our best to support the NCCE in fulfilling its constitutional mandate, and we will do all in our power to ensure that the institution's noble goals are achieved.
The NCCE says it will roll out strategies to intensify education on the civic responsibilities of Ghanaians to increase loyalty, sense of pride, and commitment to the nation.
65 Ghanaians have been deported from the U.S. They arrived in Accra aboard a chartered flight. 10 more are expected to follow in the coming days. Edward Nyako reports that between last year and now, about 200 Ghanaians have been shown the exit from the U.S.
This is the aircraft which brought in the latest batch of Ghanaian deportees from the U.S. The flight touched down at about 11 a.m. on Wednesday, June 14, 2017. The security at the Kotoka International Airport was reluctant to allow us to film, but we managed to capture few scenes. Upon inquiries, GBC24 gathered that 65 deportees were taken to the Office of Immigration to be processed before they will be sent to their various destinations across the country. The Trump administration in America is set to deport 7,000 Ghanaians. The U.S. Ambassador Robert Jackson said they have abused their visa terms. After the declaration of the U.S. elections in November 2016, U.S. deported 108 Africans, 54 of them were Ghanaians. Ambassador Jackson revealed that the deportees include those who have overstayed their visas in the U.S. Some were charged for possessing contraband goods, theft, physical assault, sexual assault, impersonation, illegal entry, forgery and fraud, resisting arrest, and other non-criminal offenses. Most of them are said to have migrated from Ashanti and central regions of Ghana. Edward Nyako Reporting for GBC24.
An invasion of centipedes believed to have migrated from Côte d'Ivoire has caused the displacement of inhabitants of 103 communities in the Joabusu and the Awin Swaman districts of the Western region. This came to the fore when the Director General of the National Disaster Management Organization, NADMO, Eric Prempe, visited some of the infested communities.
Among the communities invaded by the centipedes are Chanchinase on the Ghana-Ivory Coast border, Antobia, Dafano, and Afere. The centipedes invasion is said to have begun about 3 years ago and has now become a seasonal occurrence. The centipedes and caterpillars thrive in cold weather, and so they collect from nowhere in the rainy seasons. In some of the communities, the pests have swarmed compounds and completely taken over homes, giving the residents no space to maneuver. They are found in kitchens, bedrooms, and living rooms. They are also found in cooked foods and stored water. Experts say the pests are poisonous and cause rashes and sores on the skin when they come into contact with humans. Sources indicate that in the past 3 years, people in affected areas have sought to control the spread of the centipedes by pouring petrol on them, yet it has proven ineffective. In one of the communities, health workers at the local health center have abandoned posts due to the invasion of the centipedes at the facility. One of the residents affected by the centipedes spoke about terrible experience with the pests.
The migratory pests have invaded our community. We have used different methods to drive them away, but to no avail. We need help.
When
the matter came to the attention of the NADMO, it sent a crisis team to the communities to ascertain the situation. Lo and behold, this is what the team came into contact with, as it was difficult for them to even stand in a fixed position. The NADMO boss, Nana Ajimai Prempe, quickly released chemicals to be sprayed on the marauding pests. In an interview, he said, having found out the real situation on the ground and the danger it poses to human health and safety, he will relay the information to the appropriate government agency to urgently deal with the problem.
It's something we don't have to sit down and wait for it to escalate. I am taking the report back to Accra, and I know the government will take action on it. It is within Western region alone. It hasn't gone anywhere. We are fighting the army worm, so we are not happy this is also coming. But we believe this is something small. We need to work towards it. So I've done the evaluation, all the assessments. We will take action on it.
Within the same district, cocoa farms have also been attacked by army worms. This is not strange, as army worms have attacked cocoa farms in other parts of the country. Their invasion on cocoa farms and destruction caused to cocoa ports threatened to derail Ghana from attaining production targets.
Army worms detected in the country since last year continue to destroy farms, especially in the savanna regions of the country. Farmers are worried that the army worms may lead to many post-harvest losses this year and compel the government to spend a lot more to import food.
Fall army worms have arrived in the northern region and they are devastating crops left, right and center, including here in this backyard garden. The fall army worm is native to North and South America. However, late last year they found the worms here in the northern region. We were told by the Ministry of Agric here in the north that it destroyed over 1,000 acres of maize farm. And already in Pagla, in parts of Nyankpala and other parts of the northern region, we have the worms here. The challenging aspect of it is that farmers actually do not know what to do.
What he's saying is that he got to know about this just yesterday. Some insects are affecting farms and he wants to go. So that this morning that he also checked, went around his farm and saw that it has also affected his farm. and currently he doesn't even know what he's going to do.
I've seen places where farmers had to even use mosquito spray to attempt addressing the problem, but it is not working. Some have also used over-concentrated amounts of some chemicals, ending up by injuring their, and in the process injuring their crops. So this is the fall armyworm at a very young age. According to experts, it is at this stage that it is most crucial to tackle it. Now, as you can see, it has already destroyed this maize crop. It goes through the stem and then it eats the leaf. Eventually, this crop is destroyed and then it cannot even yield any maize seed. There are concerns that this year, if care is not taken, the fall armyworm could cause devastating food insecurity, particularly in the Savannah ecological zone. Mutala Isa, GBC24, Nyampala.
The closure of the Yape Steel Bridge in the central Gonja district of the northern region for 30 days for maintenance works affected transit trade on that corridor. The 240-meter bridge over the White Volta is the only convenience route that links the north to the south of the country, as well as neighboring countries including Burkina Faso, Mali and Niger. The Northern Regional Correspondent Mutala Issa reports that the maintenance work is over and the bridge has been reopened.
It is 6 a.m. and we are at Yape on the White Volta. You can see here the toll booths, and just a few weeks back, the Yape bridge was closed down between the 3rd of May and the 1st of June for maintenance work. Some weeks back, when they closed down this bridge, this entire place was full of cars, long queues of vehicles, and it created markets here for sellers, including Munira here. Now, tell me what exactly happened between the 3rd of May and 1st of June. How did that impact on your marketing?
When the thing started, I was not there. I went to my sister. So I was there 2 weeks later. I returned back. It was 1 week that they closed the bridge.
Did you sell more than usual?
No, I did not sell, but I guess more.
So now that they've opened the bridge, how is it impacting on your marketing?
We are selling, but we are not selling like how we sell that last time. But because of the fasting, we are not selling unless they finish the fasting before our markets will begin.
We're still on the White Volta at Yape, the Yape bridge to be precise. Repair and maintenance work has been completed and the bridge is finally open to traffic. However, we do not have adequate signals, road signals showing that this is a bridge, and sometimes this has led to accidents.
When you are passing on the bridge, you see how the bridge has shaken. Even if you have your own mind, you see that there is something wrong with the bridge. But right now, if you are passing the bridge, you will never see anything from it. They should have put some small thing, something like I said, the way the drivers will pass, so that they will know that there is a bridge, they are passing on it. As you can see in the background here, this vehicle, the driver was very lucky. He was heading to the river, into the river. Fortunately for him, he got blocked by the rails. My colleague here, Abdul Hai Momin, witnessed the accident, and he has also been speaking with the driver and his mate. And what exactly have they been telling you? What happened?
Well, obviously, if you have observed yourself, you see that most of the railings on the bridge have given way, and that has made it impossible for the reflectors to work properly. And so they tell me that because of the absence of the reflectors when approaching the sharp curve heading towards the main bridge, they didn't see it very well, and so the driver veered off from the road. And fortunately for him, like you rightly mentioned, he's been saved by the rails. But again, you would have observed that this part of the rail has also given way. And my question is, so what happens to the next driver when they approach here? And so, yes, even though we are maintaining the main bridge itself, I think that the ancillaries around the bridge should also be taken care of.
For now, commuters
can heave a sigh of relief as maintenance work on the White Volta Bridge at Yape has come to an end. Traffic is moving as usual. However, there are concerns that this bridge needs to be replaced in the near future. Mutala Isa, GBC24, Yape.
Still news are live on GBC24 and GTV. In some more stories, the government has released feeding grants to all colleges of education. The principal of the Asante Mampong Technical College of Education, Reverend Dr. Victor Avotri, who disclosed this, said his school has taken delivery of its check and expressed the hope that the grant will boost technical education in the country.
Speaking at the 9th graduation of the college at Asante Mampong, Reverend Dr. Nweku Avotri commended government on its intention to establish 9 other technical colleges of education using Mampong Technical College as a center of excellence. Government has directed that the college be retooled in line with National Curriculum Framework for Pre-Service Teacher Education in Ghana. The Asante Mampong Technical College of Education is 95 years old. It was established in 1922 by a governor of the then Gold Coast, Sir Gordon Gajesbeck. The college has, over the period under review, used its internally generated fund, IGF, to renovate all the workshops including wood, metal, construction and electronics. The Mampong Akrofosohene, Nana Kwesi Buo Bosompra, urged students of the college to be mindful of the fact that their diploma certificate alone is not enough to secure and sustain them in jobs. The most outstanding student, Osman Ejipong, of the graduating class expressed gratitude to the management of the college. He and 4 others were honored. They were given undisclosed amounts of money by the management of the college.
Still to come in this package, in the business segment, inflation rate for May 2017 down to 12.6%. Also in this bulletin, MPs stress the need for public awareness on mental health. On the foreign front, 12 people confirmed dead in West London Tower block fire. And in some sports news, President's Cup match between Asante Kotoko and Heart of Oak scheduled for the 2nd of July. We'll be back shortly. Do stay with us.
Hello, good evening and welcome. Here are some business updates brought to you by NIB and Ernest Chemist. I'm Dorothy Ajimine. Data from the Ghana Statistical Service indicates that inflation rate for the month of May 2017 stood at 12.6%. This is down from the 13% that was recorded in April 2017. The Ghana Statistical Service attributes it to the fall in fuel prices.
The Consumer Price Index (CPI) measures the change over time in the general price levels of goods and services that households acquire for the purpose of consumption, with reference to the price level in 2012, which is the base year. In April 2017, the Ghana Statistical Service recorded an inflation rate of 13%. For May 2017, the case is different as inflation rate has reduced to 12.6%, down by 0.4 percentage points. The Director of Economic Statistics at the Ghana Statistical Service, Mr. Esio Afram, said the fall in the rate was as a result of the fall in fuel prices and stability in the exchange rate.
When petrol prices went down, and with the exchange rate also being stable, sometimes prices become a little bit stable, you see. And as long as prices are stable, you see that the inflation rate will be going down.
He added that the inflation rate for June and July might remain stable or even fall as the harvest season has approached.
For subsequent months, if these things that we are expecting, like the exchange rate is stable and the food Also, harvest has started coming up. We should expect the inflation to be stable.
The food group recorded a year-on-year inflation rate of 6.3%, while the non-food group year-on-year inflation rate stood at 15.8%.
Parliament has amended Act 891 of the Customs Law, removing taxes on the importation of vehicle spare parts as stated in the 2017 budget. The scrap taxes affected both new and used spare parts.
The Customs Amendment Bill was introduced to ensure that the abolished taxes on specified vehicle spare parts are captured by law. Spare parts of station wagons, racing cars, buses, motorcycles and bicycles are all captured under this new law. The removal of the taxes also affects both new and used parts. Government says the law would bring relief to consumers and stimulate growth in the domestic transportation sector. Prior to the passage of this bill, there were reports that the said taxes were captured under the ECOWAS external tariff regime and therefore needed approval from the regional bloc before implementation. But the majority has explained that Ghana didn't need approval from the Common External Tariff Secretariat of ECOWAS.
The Ghana Chamber of Commerce will in November this year hold its maiden edition of the Chamber Awards in Accra. The president of the Chamber, Nana Appiagyei Dankawoso, said the ceremony is to recognize and celebrate key business entities that excelled in the year under review.
The Ghana National Chamber of Commerce and Industry is mandated to provide leadership for the growth and prosperity of businesses in Ghana. As an autonomous business support organization, it also serves as a link between businesses and government. To recognize the contribution of key businesses in Ghana for 2016, the Chamber Awards has been launched. A committee member for the award ceremony, Mr. Kwabna Ajekun, spoke of the criteria for the awards.
We drilled and got 7 criteria. So the first is annual turnover, profit and tax compliance, and here you would have to show evidence of them. Thought leadership engagement both above the line and below the line. Innovation and technology. Customer service schemes, or if you like, customer relationship management programs. Employment creation and people management. Corporate social responsibility. Environmental management and corporate reputation management.
The Chief Director at the Ministry of Trade and Industry, Mr. Dewanuba Baika, lauded the Chamber for its contribution to the promotion of Ghanaian businesses over the years. The President of the Chamber, Nana Dr. Appiagyei Dankawoso, said, although the Chamber has been in existence for several decades, the time is now right to institute an award scheme.
All this while, we are contemplating how we could reward people and businesses, companies, enterprises for their contribution to the socio-economic development of this country. And we have decided during my leadership to make sure that we bring these people on board in one room and with an accord to say a big thank you, even though they have gone through thick and thin with other policies which were not conducive, but they are still surviving.
Nominations start on the 13th of June and ends on the 7th of July. The award ceremony will be on the 25th of November this year.
Now to the Ashanti region, where the Chief Executive of the Ghana Cocoa Board, Mr. Joseph Boahin Edu, says the continuous importation of jute sacks for packaging of cocoa beans in Ghana has cost the country huge sums of foreign exchange. Mr. Edu said the revamping of the Difan cocoa factory will boost the cocoa business in the country.
The Kumasi Jute Factory was established in the 1960s. Its 2 main functions were to manufacture jute sacks for the packaging of locally produced cocoa beans for export, while creating jobs for the teeming unemployed youth. However, the once golden factory started collapsing from the early 1970s
following the overthrow of Dr. Kwame Nkrumah's government. Eventually, the factory was put on divestiture in the early 90s, after which almost all the workers were retrenched, leaving a handful of them, mostly security guards, to protect their remnants. But their presence was not deterrent enough to ward off intruders, and scrupulous people have raided the factory's premises and some machines. A wholly owned Ghanaian company, Jute Mill, won the bid to take over the factory. Revamping of the defunct factory began in 2015, and so far the investors have sunk about 5 million Ghana cedis into its revival. The chief executive of Cocoa Board, Mr. Joseph Adu, accompanied by some of the senior management staff of Cocoa Board, told the factory to acquaint themselves with its current state. A senior management member of Jute Mill said actual production is expected by January next year. The general manager of Jute Mill, Mr. Kamaka Alakesh, showed the team some of the different products that a fully operational jute factory will be producing aside from the core product of jute sacks. He disclosed that new machinery have been ordered to augment the old ones.
We will maintain the best quality to supply them, and definitely we will develop the skill and technology for the local people, and our main target is to give employment of the local people as well as to support the Ghanaian economy by producing jute sack, and definitely we are in a verge of to start this project very soon, and we need support from every corner.
The chief executive of Cocoa Board, Mr. Adu, and his entourage also visited the main factory where old machinery that could be reused are being kept, as well as the refurbished administration block and the warehouses. The roads within the premises of the factory have also been tarred. Mr. Joseph Adu said Cocoa Board could procure jute sacks locally from the factory if it becomes operational next year.
We'll be importing all our jute bags from outside Ghana, paying in hard currency. So if you can have local factories here in Ghana producing, the jute sacks locally, I think it will sort of relieve us a lot financially, and also it will create jobs here.
You're watching News Are live on GBC24 and GTV, and this is the business segment. On the interbank market today, the pound is selling at 5 cedis 52 pesos, the US dollar at 4 cedis 33 pesos, and the euro is also trading at 4 cedis 86 pesos. Now let's have the prices of gold, cocoa and light crude from the Commodities Board. And that's it for the business segment, brought to you by NIB and Ernest Chemist. Coming up is the health segment. Please do stay.
Welcome to the health segment, brought to you by Yamvita and FPAC. Now, the members of parliament have stressed the need for public awareness on mental health. The MPs who were contributing to a statement on quality health care for mental health patients believe mental disorders can be treated if early signs are checked.
The Mental Health Act was passed in 2012 to provide more infrastructural and financial support for the management of mental health in the country. However, before this can be possible, it needs to be passed into a law. Some members of parliament say the act is yet to come to the House and its delay has affected the needed support for the mental health institution. The Member of Parliament for Bulsa South, Mr. Clement Apak, started the conversation.
The 3 regions in the north have a number of mental patients, a number of epileptic patients, many of them roaming the streets of towns. This situation paints a sad picture of mental health delivery in the northern sector, and the earlier we tackle this situation to ensure a balance in terms of mental health facilities, the better.
It is a disease, and until we sensitize family members who intentionally lock up people who are suffering from mental ailment, we will have a situation where most of our people could otherwise be productive and contribute their quota to society, locked away or ostracized as a result of something not of their own doing.
For the mental health issue, having passed this bill in 2012, as of now, the regulations that will give effect to the implementation of the act have not yet come to this House. The better thing now is to urge the Ministry of Health and the Mental Health Authority to fast track the process so that when we have a legislative instrument that outlines how these things will be done, the beautiful things that are in that act, if we are able to do that, many of the concerns that the speakers have raised will be reduced.
Earlier, the MP for Nsawumadrijiri, Mr. Frank Anodompre, called for the establishment of a health authority different from the Ghana Standards Authority. The MP says the new body should be designed to focus on the manufacturing and processing of the products before they are supplied on the market.
Still in health news, the Ghana Association of Persons with Albinism want the government to include sun care products and dermatological medicines on the National Health Insurance drug list. The national president of the association, Maunyo Yakodagba, made the appeal at this year's International Albinism Awareness Day at Kpong in the Eastern region.
Albinism is a rare genetic disorder on the skin, hair or eyes. Vision impairment is one of the disturbing illnesses associated with albinism. Albinism arises when there is a defect in one of several genes that produce or distribute melanin. Over the years, the public has had a myth and misconception about persons living with albinism. Some of these persons have been brutally murdered for rituals and discriminated against. As a result, the United Nations instituted the International Albinism Awareness Day to educate the public on the need to protect affected persons. In Ghana, persons living with albinism gathered at Kpong to mark the International Day. The president of the Ghana Association of Persons with Albinism, Madame Maunyo Yakodagba, urged government to initiate policies to protect persons of their kind.
We take solace in the fact that despite our condition and challenges, there are many persons with albinism who have excelled in many fields. You can talk of music, you can talk of sports, modeling, academics, finance, education, and many, many more. And so a child born with albinism, it's really not a bad news at all.
Some persons with albinism shared their experience with GBC24, saying self-esteem and determination is what is keeping them in the face of several challenges.
You would have to have a self-esteem. Try to empower yourself, self-esteem, and then don't see yourself as inferior. Try as much as possible to see yourself as an important person. You are uniquely made.
They should begin to accept persons with albinism, because you wouldn't know the one who is going to help you. You wouldn't know.
The International Albinism Awareness Day is celebrated on June 13th annually.
Hello, good evening. Let's talk sports. I'm Theophilus Sampa, starting on boxing note, where Ghana's undefeated boxer Isaac Dugbe has intensified his preparations ahead of his bout against Argentina's Javier Chacon. The two will lock horns in a WBO International Super Bantamweight Championship at the Bukom Boxing Arena in Accra on June 22. On July 22 this year, the Bukom Boxing Arena will host an international bout codenamed The Road to Vegas. Ghana's undefeated Super Bantamweight champion, Isaac the Royal Storm Dugbe, will be in action. He comes up against Argentina's Javier Chacon in a WBO Super Bantamweight World Title Eliminator. Dugbe will use the occasion to defend his WBO International Super Bantamweight belt, a title he won last year December after stopping Julian Aristoli in round 7. The Argentinian, with 25 wins, 3 losses, a draw in 29 fights, is expected to be Dugbe's toughest opponent yet. With this in mind, Dugbe, under the guidance of his father, Paul Dugbe, says they are leaving no stone unturned.
July 22nd, you will really know what I'm talking about. Once we get in the ring, Javier Chacon is a determined fighter. He's a banger. But once we're in the ring, this is my last hurdle to the world title, and he's not going to take that away from me.
Trainer of Dugbe, Paul, says Chacon is a threat to the ambition.
Javier Chacon is going to get knocked out, flat out, because this guy is a stumbling block in Isaac's way, to reach, the big apple. He's the one that is going to either stop Isaac or he's going to get stopped.
The bout is organized by Rising Star Africa Promotion and sponsored by Unibank, GTV Sports Plus, Box Nation, Airport View Hotel, JQ Companies, and Tag Sports. Let's do football now, where the 2017 edition of the President's Cup will be played between Kumasi Asante Kotoko and Accra at Suffolk on July 2nd at the Baba Era Sports Stadium in Kumasi. The annual one-off game is being organized by the Ghana League Clubs Association, GALCA, and will feature the two most glamorous clubs in the country. The two sides have already met twice this season, with the Phobians winning all. Hearts beat Kotoko by a goal to nil in a Premier League game at the Accra Sports Stadium. They again defeated Kumasi's Giants by 3-1 in the first leg of the Ghana 60 years on anniversary cup. Still staying with football-related activities, Black Stars keeper Samuel Jan was on Tuesday night awarded with the Order of Star Award at the second edition of the Calcio Trade Ball Awards. The award ceremony, held annually, is to celebrate the efforts of Ghanaian footballers who ply their trade in Italy.
The captain of the Black Stars received the award, the Order of the Star Award 2017.
Among the personalities who gathered at the residence of the Italian ambassador to Ghana to witness the ceremony were the Italian ambassador Giovanni Flavi, Minister for Tourism, Arts and Culture Katrina Feku, Vice President of the Ghana Football Association George Free, Black Stars coach Mr. Kwesiapia, Black Stars keeper Samuel Jan, Africa football legend Abedi Pele, and a host of current and former footballers who once played in the Italian league. The Italian ambassador to Ghana revealed that there are 89 Ghanaian footballers in Italy, the highest in Europe. Juventus midfielder Kudwa Samuel was honored with the CTB Inspirational Award for being a source of inspiration to young Ghanaian players in Italy, whilst Bologna midfielder Godfrey Donsa left the event with the CTB Future Star Award. Torino midfielder Ifri Yakwa won the Humanitarian Award for his charitable works that has seen him make donations to some needy people in Ghana. The CTB Legendary Award went to Juventus and Torino legends Steven Appiah and Abedi Pele respectively. Abedi was awarded for being one of the first few Ghanaians who explored Italian football and paved way for the current crop of players, while Steven Appiah was recognized for his outstanding leadership qualities during his days as captain of the Black Stars. Still staying with football, and Juventus midfielder Kudwa Samuel says he will return to the Black Stars soon. The 28-year-old has been out of the team for 2 years. Kojo revealed this during the 2017 CTB Awards held at the residence of the Italian ambassador to Ghana on Tuesday.
The CTB 2017 Inspiration Award to Kojo Asamoah of Juventus.
First, I would like to thank each and everyone here for their prayers and everything. And I'll also thank God for this opportunity, winning 5 leagues trophies and also 2 Coppa Italia, Super Coppa. I might say I'm very lucky to be one of to win all these trophies. I'll give thanks to God for everything He has done for me. Well, very soon I will join the team. I left the team due to some injuries, and I needed time off to get more better because I know Ghana got a lot of talent, and even me not joining the team now, I know like we have everything, like we have replacement. But I'm so happy I'm doing well now to join the team, because I didn't want to join the team half fit. I wanted to join the team whilst I was playing, doing well with my team before I joined the team. So I would say within some few time I will join the team very soon.
That's all for sports.
Hello, good evening. Time for Smart News brought to you by Cowbell. My name is Valerie Danso. Ghana's premier lifestyle brand Glitz Africa is back with a 3rd edition of the Glitz Style Awards. The award is slated for the 19th of August 2017 and it seeks to strengthen the growing fashion industry.
The event is an opportunity for the fashion industry to celebrate and promote the extraordinary creative talents in Ghana and across the African continent. The 2017 Glitz Style Awards has 16 categories, which are Red Carpet Designer of the Year, Model of the Year, Style Icon, Style Influencer of the Year, Outstanding Contributor to Fashion or Outstanding Achievement, Most Stylish Movie Star of the Year, Glitz Africa Magazine Stylish Celebrity, African Designer of the Year, Most Stylish Artist of the Year, Emerging Designer of the Year, Most Stylish Business Executive of the Year, Fashion Blog of the Year, Africa, Best Dressed Celebrity on Red Carpet, Fashion Photographer of the Year, Most Stylish Media Personality of the Year, and Makeup Artist of the Year. To select the winners, organizers approached over 200 members of the fashion industry to vote for the front runners of this year's accolades.
Now for some bits of entertainment news.
Girl, you didn't enter my system.
Dancehall artist Stonebwoy is set to tie the knot this Friday, June 16. The Go Higher hit singer will be marrying Dr. Louisa Ashong, who graduated as a dentist from KNUST last year. The news has taken social media by storm, notably because the two are not an item, as no one seemed to know the two were dating and how long they have been together. Dr. Louisa won multiple academic awards of excellence at KNUST. Multiple award-winning young actor Abraham Atta is currently on a break in Ghana. The Ghanaian international youngster will today embark on an official tour to donate Tom shoes to some selected schools in the northern region. The donation forms part of a promise made by Abraham Atta Foundation to donate 10,000 pairs of Tom shoes to various schools and orphanages across the country. After a revelation was made some time ago that legendary filmmaker Socrates Safo was without an official appointment letter despite his assumption of office as Executive Secretary for the past month at the National Commission on Culture, Socrates has now been issued with an appointment letter from the Flagstaff House, assigned as the Director of Creative Arts, responsible for programs and projects at the Commission. Socrates Safo, since moving to the NCC, has given the once ramshackle office a facelift and has also put together several programs and projects, including the Zongo Fest, Ghana Wear Fair, and the Harvest at 17 projects.
The game, and I'm so original.
Ghana's female rapper Enu has said she's the best and finest female rapper in Africa. According to her, most of the female musicians in Africa are into singing, which is making the rap game only for the males, and therefore she sees herself as the best female rapper in Africa.
A segment was brought to you by Cowbell, or have a good evening.
Thanks for watching. See you same times tomorrow.
And that's all in the bulletin. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
Good evening.